let me put this down a little bit. Happy Wednesday. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited. So grateful to see you all. So grateful to be here. So grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be in my right mind. I am thankful that I am well. I am grateful for you all. I pray that you had a great day. I pray that you and your family are safe. Excuse me. I pray that you received some excellent, fantastic news today. And if it didn't come today, well, if it didn't come before this live, I pray that even before you go to sleep tonight, that you get some amazing news. Good evening. For those of you all who do not know me, my name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help God-fearing women who work a 9 to 5 job or 8 to 4, who are ready to take the idea that God has given them and make money from it, all while they are working. And I work, and all while you are being a wife, a mom, we make it work, right? So on October 14th, I am hosting the Know Your Worth conference for aspiring women entrepreneurs who are ready to take their idea and make money from it, all while they are working a full-time job. So welcome, y'all. Come on in. If you would do me a favor, make sure you share this live broadcast with somebody that you know. Take the link, text it to 5 people that you know, 6 people that you know, 7 people that you know. I think I like 7 even better. But if we start out with 3, that's great, right? We're gonna go big. We're gonna go with 7. So text it to 7 people that you know would greatly appreciate it. I want you to text it to the person that you know that has been doing a lot of talking about their idea, but they have not been doing any implementation. They've been saying what they want, but they are not doing the things that are necessary to get the level of success that they want or the results that they want in terms of moving forward to in their business. Text it or send it to someone who you know has been talking about a book, a business idea, who's ready to quit their job, who's ready to start making money outside of their job. Text it to them, right? This is for them. Okay, so I want you to picture this, right? And even make sure if you I'm not sure if you can tag people on YouTube. Y'all forgive me, I'm still, YouTube is new for me in terms of going live. Like, I do shorts on YouTube, and that's like easy. But if you can tag somebody, would greatly appreciate it. Invite them on. And the link for the conference is in the description. So make sure that you register for the conference. So tonight we're going to talk about one of the main reasons why you need to move forward with the idea that God has given you. And I want you to picture that idea. I want you to put it in the forefront of your brain. I know God has given you a plethora of ideas, a plethora of things that you should be doing, but I want you to put the one big thing, the one thing that has been nagging you, the one big thing that won't let you go to sleep, the one big thing that may seem impossible to do, but God says that all things are possible to them that can believe. So it needs to be a belief check, right? I want you to think about that one thing that you know, if you did, how amazing it would make you feel. I want you to think about that one thing, and I want you to write down that one thing. Is it a book? Is it an invention? Is it a service? Is it a product? Is it a recipe? Is it a hairstyle? Is it something that will change the course of this nation for the better? I want you to write it down, right? And I want you to get it in the forefront of your mind. I know that I have mine in the forefront of my mind. I'm moving in it. And I want you to think about this. The one of the reasons why you need to move forward with the idea is for fulfillment. I happen to like definitions because it gives me a greater understanding. The Bible tells us that in all of our getting that we should get understanding. And while I have interpreted and understood what a lot of definitions mean, I find that when I go back and I look up definitions, God adds more or gives me more revelation and a greater understanding of the definition. So fulfillment by definition is the achievement of something desired, promised, or predicted. Again, fulfillment by definition is the achievement of something desired. So either something, the achievement of something that you desired, the achievement of something that you promised that you would do, right? The achievement of something that you predicted would happen. So let's just use the first two, the achievement of something desired. I want you to think about that idea, and I want you to think about how amazing it would feel for you to achieve the idea that you desired. I want you to paint it so vivid in your head that you can almost reach out and touch it or reach out and taste it, depending on what it is. And I want you to I want you to go there. I want you to literally close your eyes and I want you to visualize, because one thing that I understand about God is that just like Him, He created us to be creative. Like before, literally, we put something on paper, God allows us to see it before we actually physically see it. Right? That's how we're able to describe things. That's how we're able to really, really create and move in that. Okay? So I want you to see it and I want you to ask yourself, go through those emotions. How do you feel when the book is done? How will you feel when the book is in the right hands of the individual that your book is going to help? Let's just say, because there's Domestic Violence Month coming up in October. Also, I believe it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month and another month. So let's just take domestic violence. Maybe you are a victim of domestic violence, maybe directly. Maybe you were abused, and thank God for your deliverance. Maybe you were a child of parents who were abused or who was abused, and you wrote or you thought about writing a book to detail how you were able to overcome that traumatic experience or those traumatic experiences. Think about the child, think about the woman, think about the man, because there are some men who are in abusive relationships. Think about the individual. How would they feel if they got your book in their hand and they were able to take those simple steps that you wrote in that book, that you shared, to help them to overcome the trauma of being in an abusive relationship? You were able to get delivered. So then, because God gave you the know-how, the wisdom to get out of it, then you're able to help somebody else to get delivered. Remember, your idea is not for you. The idea that God has given you is not for you. This is why we have to come out of being selfish. This is one reason why we have to remove our emotions from the very thing that He has called us to do. And let me just say this: because what you created is going to cost money, don't feel bad about that. Why? Because majority of exchanges occur when money is exchanged, or money is moved from one hand to another hand, or from somebody's account to another person's account, or another business's account. The reality of it is in order for you to be able to make a big difference on this earth, you have to have money. The Bible tells us that money answereth all things. So when you don't have money, when you lack money, how can you be an answer for somebody else? Oh, that blessed me. Thank you, Lord. How can you be a blessing to somebody else? How can you serve somebody else who needs money? The other reason that you shouldn't feel bad about charging for the service or charging for the product that God has called you to, if this is something that He's called you to do, is, guess what? We take very, very seriously what we've invested our money in. If something is just given to us, while we appreciate it, we take it most seriously when we have invested money. Just like somebody said, when you got some skin in the game. You may not take it as seriously compared to as if you put money on it. So guess what? If they don't pay you for it, they're going to pay somebody else for it. And think about this. The person that they will pay for it may not even provide as much value as you provide. They may not be as raw as you are. They may not be as transformative as you are. Think about that. One thing that makes us amazing, right, is how God created us. And what attracts people to you, to our businesses, is us. Because I show up online, people see me. And there are a group of people that I'm ordained to serve. There are a group of women who work a 9-to-5 job, who desire to be entrepreneurs, who are believers, who are ready to take the idea that God has given them and make money, who are specifically my clients, who are specifically customers that I am called to support and provide strategies to help them to make money from their idea. Now, will there be a group of people who are not my clients? Absolutely. Just like there are a group of people who are not your ideal clients and customers. But understand that if they don't pay you, they're going to pay somebody else to solve their problem. They're going to pay somebody else. They're going to invest in somebody else's program, services, book, whatever, to get whatever solution it is that you provide. But you have to ask yourself, will you be that one that they're going to invest in? Excuse me. So I want you to picture vividly, how amazing would it feel for you to achieve whatever that desired goal is? I want you to sit in it. I want you to see that book finished. I want you to see that program completed. I want you to see that store open. I want you to see yourself selling whatever it is that you are selling effortlessly. Now, times have changed quite a bit. I remember some years ago when you would go on a car lot, it was like the salesmen were like looking out the window like, when is the next possible customer coming on the grounds? And as soon as somebody came, somebody was dotting out that door. And their goal was to sell you something before you came off that lot, even if it wasn't your intention to buy nothing today. Right? And once they sold you that car, they were fulfilled. Their goal was achieved. It was on to the next goal. So I want you to picture yourself not selling like an old used car salesman or an old salesman. I want you to picture yourself just sharing what it is that you do, and people being captivated by the anointing, the presence of God that exudes through you, that says, guess what? I need to buy this from her. I need to get this specifically from her. I'm going to tell y'all a story. Quick story, because I know people remember stories more so than they remember anything. About probably 5-6 years ago, someone that I know, good evening, someone that I know connected me with a realtor who could use my services, right? In coaching. And she wanted me, I followed up with her. And at the time, she just wasn't ready. Right? She just wasn't ready, and I could respect that. But I would kind of follow up with her, trickle, and this is the other thing, and I'm sure this has been a phrase that has been coined for years, but I promise y'all, when you're in business, there is fortune in the follow-up. Like when somebody says that they're interested in your services or what it is that you have, it is greatly beneficial for you to follow up with them, and this is one of those examples. So I followed up with her, and after a while, she said she, was moving away. And you kind of, when you're following up with people, you can kind of, this is my strategy. I go by the feeling I'm getting from the person I'm following up with, right? Now, some people feel like if they don't want you following up with them, they're going to tell you. But I don't go by that strategy. I go by the spirit of a person. If I feel like somebody's getting annoyed with me, then I'll either ask them, are they still interested in the service, or ask them, when it's a good time to follow up with them if they're still interested, or how often. So long story short, I hadn't talked to her in a while. And one day I literally got a message on my phone. It's like, I need to talk to you right now. And because I was still present in the marketplace, I was still marketing my business. I was still present online. And she asked me, to schedule a call. We scheduled a call. Long story short, she became my client. Now, I had been following up with her for a series of time. But when she was ready, the first person, I'm imagining, the first person, I'm sure, because the way that she responded, the first person that she thought about was me. When she was having that situation, she thought about me. So, with your idea, you're going to sell so effortlessly, it won't even feel like selling. Because it's just like I said this. I always wondered until the wisdom of God gave me, how marketing works. Why does McDonald's still market? Why, after all of these years, and this is a multi-million dollar, billion dollar company, right? Why do they market after all of these years? The reality of it is that they know that one, marketing works. Two, that when somebody's child is ready to eat, the child is going to say, I want McDonald's. They want their customers to always have McDonald's at the top of their mind when they're hungry. You want to make sure, and I know I'm going off on a little tangent, but this is just a nugget. You want to make sure that you market and stay present in the marketplace so that when people think about whatever it is that you do, they think about you. So I want you to sit in how it's going to feel when you achieve that goal, when you achieve that desired idea, when your product is on the shelves of stores, when it's present online, when your Facebook and YouTube and social media ads are running and people are clicking and they are buying. How amazing would it feel to wake up in the morning and look at your bank account and know that, guess what? I don't have to go to my job at all, because my job my business has far exceeded how much I'm making on my job. How amazing would that feel? Sit in that for a minute. Sit in that for a minute. I want you to visualize that, because this is your faith at work. All things are possible to them that believe. And if you can see it, you can grasp a hold of it and you can walk in it. I want you to think about how your children would feel knowing that they watched you work and toil and make sure that this idea come to pass. How proud would they be to celebrate with you? If you're a mama, to celebrate with their mama, to celebrate with their aunt, to celebrate with whomever you are, knowing that you achieved this goal. Think about what it will do for them. Remember, the idea ain't just for you. What you are building ain't just for you. There is somebody watching you. There are children watching you, and they are learning by observation more than listening to your conversation. They're observing your work ethic. They're observing your resilience. They're observing your tenacity. They see that even though things weren't perfect, you still got up and kept going, that you achieved the goal that you set. People don't and this is something I've grown to realize. Our children watch us. They are very observant. Understand that. Don't take your children for granted. They are very observant. Okay, this is well off topic, but my nails exactly match my dress. Okay, I didn't do that on purpose. I just liked the colors. Um all good and off topic. But hey, this is what we do, right? So think about it like this. Even the people online have seen you evolve and grow and succeed. Think about what it will do for them. I have watched people that I've admired from a distance who have evolved in their businesses. And let me tell y'all, it has truly encouraged me. And the Bible tells us that iron sharpeneth iron. And that can be done from a distance. Seeing somebody else succeed I have gotten excited about that because I've learned that it's possible for me. Think about what is going to, when you move in your purpose, what will it do for your family? Even if your family don't believe in you right now, when you get them results, guess what? They're going to believe. They're going to believe. They're going to celebrate you. Because, and even if they don't, so what? You produce the results. Okay. Last thing is, and this is the last thing, remember that the definition of fulfillment is the achievement of something desired, promised, or predicted. So let's go a little bit deeper. Remember, you didn't get the idea yourself. God gave you the idea. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah that before he formed me in my mother's womb, he knew me. He knew the idea that he wanted me to move in. He knew who he wanted me to impact. How would God feel to know that I fulfilled the very promise upon my life that he had for me? One thing that I've learned is that God is our Father. And I want you to think about yourself as a parent. If your children have already graduated from high school, they have achieved whatever level of success that you would equate as being successful in their lives. As a parent, how did it make you feel? Now I want you to consider how God will feel when you execute the very assignments, the idea, the business, the book, the service, the product that he has given you. How will it make God feel? How amazing would it make your Heavenly Father feel knowing that she did what I put her on this earth to do? She's fulfilling the assignment. She's moving in the direction that I had ordained for her life. Imagine how God would feel. Y'all, this is what this is all about. It ain't about us. When I think about Esther and how God chose a woman who was an orphan, who was raised by her cousin, who was a servant. He chose her to be queen, but it was so much bigger than her being a queen. God used her position to help deliver a whole people. When I think about Moses, think about this now. Moses, and this is for the people who don't feel qualified. This is for you who don't feel like you have the talent. This is for you who feel like you're just a maid or you're just a servant. We all should be servants. That's the first thing. But God used this woman who was an orphan. Both of her parents died and she was raised by her cousin. And God used her to become queen. Can you fathom that? Who would have ever thought that this woman would have been the queen? And the amazing thing about it, as she elevated, she was the chosen one. She was the favored one. Now look at her background. She was the favored one. Just like Esther, you are the favored one. You are the favored one. When it's time to speak, just like when Esther spoke, everything was put into her mouth. When she didn't feel qualified, her cousin spoke life into her. You have somebody in your life, and I'm that person right now. If you don't feel like nobody in your life speaking life to you, I'm that person right now to let you know you got to go. Because it's not about you. The idea is so much more bigger than you. The idea is a gateway to give you access to resources and money to answer the things that need to be taken care of in this world. You have that key with the idea that God has given you. It's time to take it and run with it. It's time to take it and execute. It's time to take it and move. It's time to take it to a whole nother level. Even if the idea has never been created before, God chose you. And it's time to move with it. It's time to accelerate. So I just wanted to share that with you all tonight. Again, make sure you click the link and register for the conference. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you click the subscribe button. As always, I appreciate you all. And remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all.